The first time I witnessed this apparition was at 3 a.m. with a full moon in early spring several years ago. At the time, I worked at night and would get off work at 4 a.m. or 6 a.m., so it wasn't unusual for me to be awake at that time. I wasn't working that morning, so I was watching TV when I noticed what looked like a 4-year-old boy run by my basement apartment windows, heading to my backyard. Strange thing, when he ran by, he made no noise. I immediately jumped up and ran outside. I searched all around my fourplex and looked down the street in both directions, but found no boy. None of my neighbors had a boy that age, and they were gone or asleep at that time. Also, I would have heard or seen one of my neighbors bringing a child inside. He couldn't have exited the backyard through either of the exits. One is a narrow area leading to a tall gate with a latch that is far out of reach of a 4-year-old. The other exit is less narrow but leads to another tall gate shut with a cord that is also out of reach. I would have seen or heard if an adult had taken a child through one of the exits in the backyard. This first sighting kind of freaked me out, but this wasn't the first strange thing I've ever seen. The next time I witnessed this phantom was about a week later. This time it was in the afternoon, and he was also witnessed by my mother, who I live with and take care of. He rushed by the same windows heading in the same direction, but this time we could hear his footsteps as he went by. Instead of seeing a blonde boy with a blue shirt with a green stripe on it, tan pants and black shoes like before, he was completely covered in 2 different shades of brown. His clothes and his hair was a chocolate brown, and his skin and the stripe on his shirt was dark mocha color. I didn't rush outside, but ran to the window looking out to the backyard. By the time I pulled down the cord to lift the blinds up, I would have seen the boy, but there was no one there. A couple of days later, there was a massive storm. There was heavy rain, lightning, and thunder. This was a storm like the ones I remember when I was a child living in Arizona during monsoon season. My mother and I went to a local store that day. While there, my mother witnessed a small tornado and called 911. She was laughed at because it's rare for Washington State, much less my part of Washington State, to have a tornado. Shortly after returning home, we yet again seen the little boy run by the same windows heading towards the backyard. This time he was not the 2-tone brown color, but the color he was when I first seen him. While running by, we heard his footsteps and also heard him laughing. It first didn't click in our heads that this was a strange apparition we had seen many times before, but we thought it was an actual child out in the storm. So we both rushed outside and looked everywhere, but found no boy. We asked all of our neighbors if they had a little boy over, but they all answered no. It wasn't until we went back inside that we realized that it was the little spirit. We have never seen the little boy again. Later that night on the local news, there was a report on a tornado. No one was injured and there was very little damage done. Have any theories about the little boy? Let me know down in the comments. Do not forget to leave a like and subscribe if you have enjoyed this video. And if you already have, thank you very much.